Having never played a main series Fire Emblem game before, I did not expect Fire Emblem Three Houses to literally become one of my top 3 favorite RPG games of all time, and that ranking was decided only after around 15 of the hundreds of hours you can get out of this game. Now I don't know if it's just me or not, but I seem to love any media franchise that involves a school of students with some sort of magical or fantasy twist on it. For instance, the My Hero Academia anime or the Harry Potter series. Like, they are one of my top favorite franchises outside of the Nintendo ones, and that's basically exactly what Three Houses has to offer. It's basically My Hero Academia and Harry Potter, but made by Nintendo. If it wasn't already clear, the Three Houses refer to the 3 different classes you can choose from in your playthrough, which include different students, different leaders, and 3 totally different perspectives of the story of the game. It's just such a perfect idea for an RPG, I think. If this wasn't already enough to convince you that you need this game, and that's exactly why I've made this video, because I feel I need to make more people aware of how great this game is. So as far as people outside Japan go, the majority of Nintendo fans only know about Fire Emblem through Smash Bros. And I can't say that's a good thing. In fact, I think Smash has put a lot of people off getting into the Fire Emblem series, as they feel they're getting fed Sword Fighter after Sword Fighter, and honestly, most people just don't realize how popular it is in Japan and why Sakurai keeps adding these characters. But please, don't let Smash Bros turn you off getting this game. So yeah, maybe I should actually start talking about it now. So after having the game open for just an hour, maybe even half an hour, I knew that the game just stood out and wasn't going to be one I could put down for a long time. I don't know why, but it just engaged me. You find out early on that you are to become a professor of a monastery to teach the students of one of the 3 houses: the Blue Lions with the leader Dimitri, the Black Eagles with the leader Edelgard, and the Golden Deers with the leader Claude. Now which one should you choose? Well, it's completely up to you. Before the game forces you to pick one, it gives you a chance to speak with the leaders who teach you all about their students who are enrolled in that house. Now for someone like me who knew nothing of the game, I just picked the house I felt I would enjoy the most, based off the students within that house, and the Blue Lions happened to be that house. And personally, after playing through it, I really think you should start with the Blue Lions as well. Not to spoil anything, but I can compare the Blue Lions playthrough as the pacifist run of Undertale, but for Fire Emblem Three Houses, which would then be followed up in your second playthrough with the other 2 houses, as you get the different sides of the story. And yes, the story is pretty much the same, but which house you choose deeply impacts how the story will go. But again, as far as my thoughts are, you should definitely pick Dimitri's house first. Not only for the story, but it has literally the best character in it, Sylvain. The meme lord of the game, the green screen dancer who appears in all the Three Houses memes, just my favorite character. He's amazing, who is perfectly voice acted by Joe Brogy. And to be fair, everyone in the Blue Lion house I feel are really great characters. Now, not gonna lie, the characters are a major reason I like this game so much. I will shortly explain how the game actually plays, but I need to establish the best side part of the game, which happens to probably be my favorite feature in the entire game. It's called the support feature, or support sessions. It's when in-game you build up relationships with one character onto another, which I'll explain how to later, that allows you to watch short 3 to 7-ish minute one-on-one conversations with those characters. I don't know why, but these hundreds of character interaction moments are just so fun to watch.
Oh no, it's Felix. He's coming right at me. If I run, he'll chase me. Maybe if I just hold really still.
You get to see all the characters talk to one another while each sharing different personalities and hobbies, making for some really funny, exciting, and emotional moments.
When you were 8, you came on to my sweet, sweet granny.
Come on! I was 8 and she was That was a long time ago.
When you were 10, we went to that harvest festival, and you started making eyes at a scarecrow.
There is so much time to be spent watching these, and it is most likely the reason I've loved this game so much, just getting to know each of the characters and how they interact with one another. Each student will have 2 to 4 of these conversations with everyone in their house, which can be unlocked the more they interact with each other in-game. Not only that, but they can also have these sessions with around half of the other students from the other houses, and even with some of the teachers. They're just so fun to watch.
Am I that imposing?
Maybe if you smiled sometimes. All you have to do is lift up the corners of your mouth. See?
I see. I will try it.
Anyway, I should probably start to talk about how the game actually works. Well, the game runs on both a weekly and monthly cycle, with each week containing different things to do, and each month containing a task at the end of it you will need to complete, which is always a battle with parts of the story built into them. Now what do you do during the week then? Well, a majority of the game is spent on the Sunday of each week, where you can either explore the monastery you stay at, spend the day battling, have a seminar session, or rest. All will be explained in depth. Exploring the monastery is a way to increase the motivation of all your students, which is another important mechanic which you will see in use later. Motivation is increased by doing activities with them, like eating in the dining hall together, or going out with tea with a specific person. This will also increase their support levels with you and the characters they do it with, which will help you unlock more of these support sessions talked about before. There are also other things you can do while exploring, like talk to each person, seeing their views on what's happening throughout the story at that time.
I have thoroughly surveyed the entire monastery, and yet I have not found a single trace of evidence that suggests Flame was abducted.
Or by giving them gifts, which is another way to increase motivation. You might also want to sing a hymn in the church to increase support levels with a slight increase in certain skills, or do some training using one of your characters against the knights to earn rewards. However, you can't spam these things. They each cost an activity point, not the talking part or giving them gifts part, because that would just be dumb. But the T part, yes, with your character only starting with one of these points at the beginning of the game, which can then be increased the more activities you do, allowing you to do more activities in the future exploring days. Confusing? Probably. The way I'm wording it, hopefully you understand. Now earlier I said you can eat in the dining hall, however I didn't mention that you actually need to provide the food with your food gathered in your inventory. So how do you get food? Well, there's things like planting seeds in the greenhouse, which can be harvested the next exploration day in the monastery. You can buy foods in the market, which is also a place where you can buy weapons for your students, as well as gifts, which were mentioned earlier. Certain foods can be gathered after completing battles, or the best feature in the entire game, fishing. There are also many small and simple side quests you can do these days, which gets you more materials like food and renown, which is used towards a skill tree type thingy by upgrading statues, which gives you in-game upgrades and so on. Finally, one of the best things about this game is the fact that you can recruit other students from other houses to join your house, and that is amazing. There were so many different students I wanted to learn more about their character that weren't in the Blue Lion's house, and this is a great way to do so. However, you'll need to have a certain amount of experience towards certain skills the student specializes in to make them want to even join your house. If you already have a good amount of support level with that student, you won't need as much experience though. Anyway, this is just such a great feature of the game. So yes, these exploration days are very important. I would do at least 2 of them a month. Now before I talk about battling or the other things held on the Sunday, let me quickly explain what can happen on the other days. On 3 of the usual 4 Mondays of the month, you'll spend that time helping a certain amount of students gain more experience towards certain skills, which will help them be better at them and learn new abilities towards that skill. That does, however, cost motivation, which was mentioned earlier, how it's quite important for everyone to have high motivation, as the more motivation they have, the more experience they can gain. This will decrease their motivation, meaning if you want to continue helping these students become stronger towards their skills, you'll need to increase their motivation over the week before the next Monday. Now, the in-between days usually don't have anything, except it will show everyone's birthday and notify you on that day, allowing you to either buy them flowers or go have tea with them, both ways of increasing support levels. Now earlier I didn't mention this, but going to drink tea with a character requires you to actually know about that character. You need to start conversation topics with 3 options given to you. Only one of them will be the right topic that they will be interested in. The more of these topics you get right and are engaging to the character, the better the outcome will be. Now every now and then a random day might give you more information about the story. So yeah, basically the weekdays excluding Monday aren't that important, but this calendar system used to basically track your in-game progress is quite a cool idea, I think. And let me tell you, the game doesn't end after a year. By that point, you have only just prepared for what is to come. Now, I mentioned on the Sunday you can also either battle, do a seminar session, or rest, and I'm going to leave battling for last. So a lecture session is basically a glorified Monday teaching session, except your character doesn't have to be the one teaching. It can be any student. Any one of your students can teach their skills to randomly selected other students, including yourself, which will give everyone a huge boost in experience towards those skills being taught. And instead of taking motivation, it actually gives each of the people taking part a 50% motivation increase. This is really good if you're looking to recruit someone who needs a certain amount of experience towards certain skills, or if you're trying to get a student to do an exam to change certifications. Oh no, haven't even talked about them yet, have I? Oh my goodness. Well, when a student has a certain amount of experience in a certain or multiple skills, they can do an exam, which they either pass or fail, depending on how much experience they have. If they pass, it'll then increase their stats and become more stronger towards those skills they specialize in. We're almost there. Believe me, it's really simple to understand everything when you are playing. It just seems like so much talking about it out loud. Now, resting days. These days are only good to restore broken weapons, however not your ordinary weapons, but the special weapons obtained by doing certain battles or progressing through the story, which are usually very powerful. However, I felt you're given quite a decent amount of these weapons, to the point where I didn't even think I rested once in my playthrough. So unless you want your powerful weapons to recharge, don't bother resting. I mean, you can, because they are strong, but I just felt I didn't need them. Now, finally, battling. You know, the main part of basically every Fire Emblem game, except this one I think, because it's way different to your ordinary game. If you understand how Fire Emblem's battling system works, then you'll know that this one really isn't that much different, except with like a massive upgrade in the visual effects and everything, which I must say does look amazing. Your team is set out with an objective of needing to kill either all the enemies, defeat a certain enemy, or protect a certain character. Each character can move a certain amount of spaces, and then within range of an enemy, you can attack them, with most of the time them attacking back. This works in a turn-to-turn basis, where you do something with every one of your characters, then it switches to the opposing side's turn, where they do the exact same thing. A simple battling system, yet very fun to play in. All weapons also have a certain durability if you haven't already figured that out, with the hit rate and damage decreasing greatly if the weapon has lost all of its durability points, and so on. There are also many other small things that can help you greatly in battle that are new, but to be honest, I think you've heard enough. They'll only make sense if you're playing in-game. I mean, not really. It's just there are so many mechanics, I don't even think I need to explain them all. If you're not hooked already, there's literally nothing else that can hook you. This game is amazing, get it. I'm telling you. This is such a great game. I don't know if me talking about it makes it sound exciting, but it really is. And it doesn't end there. Like, there are new mechanics that happen, but I can't say because spoilers. I think I've covered everything without including any spoilers, because yeah, there are so many more things that unlocked after you. So yes, this Christmas, get Fire Emblem Three Houses, otherwise I'll literally delete your Minecraft account, and that's a direct threat to you. You are buying this game. You are playing through this game. You are going to become a part of the community. The Fire Emblem Three Houses community. Maybe I'll start playing the other Fire Emblem games, but I think this one's so different. But I don't know, maybe, I don't know. What am I talking about? I don't know. My point is, play this game. I need more people to understand the memes I post on Memtendo. I need to talk to people about how great this game is. Please, just play it, buy it, it's simple. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you want to buy this game now. If not, I'll do exactly what I said.